Hello everybody and welcome to the Welch Review. Today we're going to be talking about the speedy blue boy himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. So before we get into anything, I just want to make a note that right now in the Super Smash Bros. Community, Sonic is like the most hated character because there's only online play and he moves really fast and basically they just run away the whole time. Oh. Yeah, it's very upsetting.
Well, that works out because when this movie was first in the trailer phase, the fans hated the original Sonic design. Yeah. So he was also universally hated as a cinematic character too. Yeah. Luckily, the design team got their act together and were like, "Sorry, we'll give you the Sonic that you know and love."
Yeah, we'll make him not look like a creepy demon that lives in your nightmares. He was terrifying, man. He had calves.
Yeah.
He had weird pointy teeth. His face looked like it was a blue goblin. It was a bad time. Anyways.
Who's having a good time?
Anyways, so like we said, this is the Welch Review, and we're talking about Sonic.
The Hedgehog.
The Hedgehog. So who's in Sonic the Hedgehog?
So you have Ben Schwartz voicing Sonic, you have James Marsden, and then you have a excellent portrayal of Dr. Robotnik, the Eggman.
I thought that Dr. Is that his first name?
I don't know what his first name is, but
Dr. Robotnik his last name?
Yeah.
I thought that was the guy from Mega Man.
No.
Who's the guy from Mega Man?
I have no idea.
Alright, let's keep going.
Dr. Robotnik is the bad guy in Sonic, and he is brilliantly portrayed by Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
So those are the heavy hitters of the cast. The basic plot...
Don't forget, who plays Carl?
What do you... Oh! Okay, so I don't remember this actor's name, but fun tie-in. I don't know if you guys have seen the film Kicking It Old School.
Yeah, dude.
And there's this homeless guy who is called Carl, a.k.a. Half an Onion Bagel, and he breakdances on a piece of cardboard outside a store. And
then he pisses.
pisses himself. Okay, so that dude, Carl, he plays a dude in this movie called
Crazy Carl.
Crazy Carl.
Yeah.
He's the only one in the town. I don't remember the town. Maybe it's Green
Meadows.
Green Meadows. That has seen Sonic the Hedgehog and calls him the Blue Devil.
Yeah.
But everyone thinks he's crazy. But it's just coincidental that this dude played Carl and Kicking It Old School, and now he's playing Crazy Carl and Sonic the Hedgehog. Shared universe?
I think so. Mm-hmm. Alright, hit him with the plot stuff.
Okay, so basically the plot from this movie, and you'll have to forgive me because I didn't grow up playing the Sonic games. We were a Crash Bandicoot household.
That's right.
Crash. So, note to producers, make a Crash movie.
Bandicoot.
What? So Sonic is in this one, I'm going to say dimension or world.
Yeah, world.
And he's being raised by this, huge owl, which seems counterproductive to, the basic food chain of, where owls and hedgehogs relate to each other. But this owl's name is Longclaw.
Yeah, obviously named after Jon Snow's sword in Game of Thrones. It's a family name.
Yes. It was molded out of her feathers and her corpse.
Spoiler, Longclaw doesn't make it very long in the film.
Yes. Okay, so boom, first spoiler. She flies the coop.
Yeah. Alright. So what? Why does she?
So basically, what happens is Sonic is being raised by Longclaw, as stated. Sonic is a young little hedgehog, and like any young little hedgehog with massive amounts of speed, he wants to show off, and that draws negative attention because this crazy tribe of evil raccoons with skull masks follow him to their home, and she's all like, "Hooty-hoo! You gotta split. Here's a ring," and then the rings, I guess, open another dimension, and bickety bam, our boy is in Earth. On Earth.
I really like the imagery that it's just like a tribe of Cubones from Pokemon that are like, "We're gonna go get this hedgehog. Sam / murdered my mom."
Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So Sonic then, is very much alone. He grows up alone. He's a big fan of Flash comics, which proves that, DC's the best.
Yeah, speedsters.
So, what? There we go. And so he kind of does all these things on his own and at night. And then he interacts with humans briefly. As we said, Crazy Carl's the only one who's seen him. But what he does is this one cop named Tom and his wife, they have movie nights. Sonic watches the movies from outside the window. And
like a stalker.
Like a stalker.
Keep going.
And then basically, from there, Sonic watches like the local sports games, watches people have conversations, to kind of get a sense that he belongs, right? He gets to know everybody from afar.
Yeah.
Well, one night, he is reenacting a baseball game, which, sets off this giant, like, not necessarily explosion, but like
EMP?
An EMP, right? An electromagnetic pulse that like shuts down electronics across the state, which in turn gets the government to be like, what is going on? And then they send in their robot specialist, who is full of charisma, thinks he's better than everyone, is very belittling, and is shockingly a very good dancer, to go and check it out. Which then begins our problem of Dr. Robotnik chasing Sonic.
Yeah, so if you didn't get it yet, that's the man who they send in is Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey, is trying to capture and essentially chop him up and study him for science purposes.
Yeah, he's trying to kill our blue boy.
Yeah, so that's basically the premise of the film. Now, as I said, the real big takeaway from this movie is definitely Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, in some things he's very hit and miss, and he's definitely not been as much, right, since when he was on a real hot streak in the 90s. And this is really, I think, a return to form for him. And he does it really well. His timing is great. I feel like he definitely encourages the other actors to play off him. Like, he seems very much like a team player, giving them space. But he really engulfs himself in this character. And I'm hoping, sequels come in and he continues to be a part of this film franchise.
Yeah, and it's kind of unique, right? Because Dr. Robotnik is, at least in the games, portrayed as like this fat dude with like a tiny egg-shaped head. And, Jim Carrey isn't like the first person that comes to mind when you think, who looks like Dr. Robotnik. But, he steps into the role and he really makes it work. So, I don't know, he becomes a pretty believable Eggman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, don't get me wrong, the rest of the movie is very good. I wouldn't go as far to say as it's like the best video game adaptation there is. Like, I've heard a couple people on the internet say so. Just like I think Mortal Kombat, the first one, is probably the best. I would argue even the first Tekken movie, the live action film
dude,
they made.
the Tekken movie's so good.
Yeah,
it's great.
That was a really good video game film. I suppose you could even argue Resident Evil, the first one, is decent. So, is it the best one? No. Is it better than most of them? Absolutely. It's definitely family friendly, so you can watch it with your little brothers, little sisters, your cousins.
Yeah.
If you're a parent, it's a cool film to watch together as a family. But Jim Carrey definitely steals the show.
Yeah. So, all right. So you've been kind of raving about Jim Carrey. Like, what's one of your favorite scenes in this film, or Yeah.
With Jim Carrey?
Just in general.
There are a few scenes I really enjoy. So, the cut scene, which is a spoiler.
Oh, well then we don't talk about that. Find a different one.
He's really, that's really good.
There's a cut scene.
There's a cut scene with Jim Carrey, and that's very good. So, spoiler, sorry for that. There's one scene where he's trying to figure out he has a strand of Sonic's hair and DNA, and he's working on it, and he puts some tunes on, and so while the computers are configuring, he's just busting a move and doing his thing, and it's just yeah, man, you're a villain with some style.
Oh yeah.
And then there's another scene where Sonic calls him out on what he's wearing. He's like, this is more aerodynamic. He has a reason as to why he's wearing it, but it's just how he delivered it that was good.
Yeah.
There's another scene where he arrives on the base site to take command of the army, and this other actor, Neil McDonough, who is a really, really good actor, very underrated. Before he can even say his line, Jim Carrey's just like, nope, not important. I'm in charge. And like, his timing is fabulous.
Yeah, he just kind of like shuts down this other military dude. Just to assert dominance, but the way that he does it is pretty funny. It's pretty enjoyable.
Then there's another sequence with Sonic where like they're smuggling him into this building, in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And he's in like essentially a gym bag, and like people assume he's like a baby, and the cop Tom and his wife just go along like that it is a kid, and it's real disturbing when you think about it, like how laissez-faire people were, but like it was really funny.
Yeah.
Which probably is messed up in the long run. But I like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's definitely a fun watch. As I've said numerous times, watch it for Jim Carrey if nothing else. But what about you, Sam? What did you think about Sonic the Hedgehog?
So, like, generally speaking, at least as far as my memory goes, there weren't any scenes that, like, really stood out to me. Like, nothing was, like, spectacular, but nothing was, like, very disappointing. So, I mean, actually, I don't know. There was, like, one scene that seemed kind of far-fetched where Sonic was driving a car for his first time. And this robot's trying to pop their tire, and the robot like gets next to their tire like 12 times. It's just like, I don't know how to pop this thing, and it was just kind of goofy. But it's a goofy movie. The other thing that I don't like, and this is kind of more of like a minor pet peeve, but I feel like most movies portray robots as like super fragile. Because like whenever anything hits any of these robots, they just like go down. They just lose. They're done. Right? But that really wouldn't happen for the most part with most mechanical objects unless you like destroyed their hard drive or their motherboard or CPU. At least for like these robots, like nothing should break unless you're like destroying the most important parts of the robot, which would be at like the very inside of it. So I don't know, I just think like the bad guys go down kind of easy. But Sonic's also a speedster, so he's really quick, and that normally equates into power. So, he should be able to take them down. There's just other instances where things get taken down too easily, like with lead pipes. But, yeah, aside from that, I don't really have any complaints, but I also don't have anything that, like, stands out in my mind as, like, an amazing scene.
I got you.
Yeah. It's a very middling film. It was decent.
Yeah. Hopefully in the sequel, I just heard they are doing a sequel, Knuckles will be in it, and then Tails. It would be cool to see Knuckles and Tails.
I like Knuckles.
I'd really be down to see Shadow pop up somehow too.
Yeah, man.
But until then, this has been the Welch Review. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.